It was nearly midnight on Harper Road, a narrow stretch of cracked asphalt that cut through the dense woods outside Mapleford, Ohio. Locals avoided the road after dark, out of superstition mostly. But on a cold October night, the air thick with the smell of rain and decaying leaves, Emily Carter had no choice but to take it. Her phone battery had died miles back, and she was already late returning home from her college library shift. The sky was moonless, the forest on either side of her car whispering with the wind. Then she saw it. A dim light flickering far ahead, soft, warm, almost human. At first, Emily thought it was a porch light from one of the old farmhouses, but as she drove closer, she realized the light floated, hovering several feet above the ground. A lantern, a flashlight? She slowed down automatically, curiosity overpowering caution. But what unsettled her wasn't the light. It was the shadowy figure holding it. A tall form, still as stone, standing beside the road. Emily's breath caught. She locked her doors without thinking. As she crept forward, headlights brightening the scene, the figure suddenly turned toward her and vanished. The lantern fell to the ground with a soundless flash. Then it too vanished. Emily gasped and slammed on the brakes. Her heart pounded so loudly it drowned out the ticking engine. "This road is cursed," she whispered, recalling the old stories. A missing family from the 1970s, strange lights in the woods, hikers running out screaming about whispered voices following them. Mapleford had stories, but Emily wasn't someone who believed them. Until now. She started driving again, this time faster. The forest pressed closer, branches arching overhead like skeletal hands. The silence felt heavier than before, as if something was listening. 3 minutes later, her radio crackled to life on its own. Shh, shh. She didn't touch the dial. A faint voice cut through the static. Stop. The whisper was breathy, low, almost pleading. Emily froze. Who's there? Don't go forward. Don't go to the house. What house? But the radio had gone dead. Her skin crawled. Every hair on her arms stood upright. And then, through the trees on her right, Emily saw a faint orange glow. A house, exactly where the voice had warned her not to go. A lonely, sagging two-storied structure, windows boarded, porch collapsed. Yet inside, one upstairs window glowed with warm light. A silhouette passed across it. Emily's pulse hammered. She wanted to drive straight home, but something pulled at her, an invisible tug in her chest. Curiosity, fear, or something else. She didn't know why she turned into the gravel driveway. She only knew she couldn't stop herself. The house smelled of dust, wet wood, and something metallic. Every step made the floorboards groan like something waking up. "Hello?" she called. Her voice echoed in the emptiness. No answer. But from upstairs came the sound of footsteps, slow, dragging, rhythmic. Emily swallowed and climbed the stairs, each step colder than the last. When she reached the landing, she noticed something strange. Every door was closed, except the one at the end of the hallway, the one glowing with warm light. "Don't go forward," the radio voice had said. Emily stepped forward anyway. She pushed the door open. Inside was a small bedroom frozen in time. Old wallpaper peeling at the corners, a dusty wooden dresser against the wall, and a single lamp glowing beside a neatly made bed. And sitting on the bed was a young woman. Pale skin, dark circles beneath hollow eyes, a simple white dress. She looked up slowly. Her voice trembled. "You saw me on the road, didn't you?" Emily's breath hitched. Who are you?" The woman didn't answer that. Instead, she asked, "Did you see him, too?" "Him?" Her eyes darted to the doorway behind Emily. Before Emily could turn, cold fingers gripped her shoulder. She gasped and spun around. No one. The woman on the bed stood up. He's here. He always comes when someone enters the house. Who? The woman lifted a shaking hand and pointed to the wall. Emily's heart skipped. There, scratched deep into the peeling wallpaper, were dozens, maybe hundreds, of frantic tally marks. Some long, some short, some overlapping, like someone had been desperately keeping track of time or victims. The woman whispered, "No one leaves after he marks the next tally." Emily staggered back. "I need to go." A loud creak cut through the house. Footsteps on the stairs. Heavy, slow, deliberate. The woman grabbed Emily's arm. "It's too late now." "Let me go," Emily begged. "You have to listen," the woman whispered desperately. "Please, you're the first person who's heard me in decades." Emily froze. "What do you mean?" The woman's face softened with sadness. "I'm already dead." Emily staggered away, shaking her head. "No, no, that's impossible." The woman reached for Emily's hand, not touching, just hovering, as if she wanted to, but couldn't. "Years ago, a man brought me here. He locked me in this room. Everyone thought I ran away. But I died here, waiting for someone who could finally hear me." "Why me?" Emily whispered. "Because he's getting stronger. He needs someone new, someone alive." The footsteps grew closer. Floorboards trembled. Shadows shifted under the doorway. "Hide," the woman urged. Emily ducked behind the old dresser, pressing her back to the dusty wood. Her breath shook uncontrollably. The door creaked open. A tall silhouette filled the frame. No face, just darkness. An outline of a man. Shoulders too broad, posture too stiff, as if he were carved from shadow itself. He stepped into the room. The lamp flickered violently. He moved toward the bed where the ghostly woman stood. She didn't run, didn't scream. She simply stared at him. "Not her," the woman whispered. "Not tonight." The figure turned its head toward the dresser, straight toward Emily. Her blood ran cold. The figure took one step. Another. The room darkened as if his presence swallowed light itself. Emily backed deeper into the shadow behind the dresser, biting her lip to keep from screaming. The figure paused, listening, breathing. Then a crashing sound from downstairs shattered the silence. The shadow man snapped his head toward the noise and drifted, yes, drifted, out of the room. "Run," the woman whispered urgently. "Now!" Emily sprinted, down the hall, down the stairs, through the rotting front door. She didn't dare look back. Branches tore at her clothes as she ran to her car. She flung the door open, jumped inside, and turned the key. The engine coughed once, twice, then roared alive. As she sped down Harper Road, the house shrinking in her rearview mirror, Emily saw something that chilled her deeper than anything else. The woman, the ghost, stood at the edge of the woods, watching her leave, a faint, sad smile on her lips. And behind her, the shadow figure stood, unmoving, staring after Emily as if marking her, remembering her, claiming her. Emily didn't slow until she reached the bright lights of Mapleford. But even now, months later, every time she drives at night, her radio crackles and a faint voice whispers, "Don't go forward." And sometimes, just sometimes, in her rearview mirror, she sees a flickering lantern light on the road behind her.